International football is full of big switches, but some of them changed careers, changed tournaments, and changed how fans saw these players forever. Number 10. Thiago Motta. This one still surprises a lot of fans because he actually appeared for Brazil before ending up with Italy. He played for Brazil at the 2003 Gold Cup, but because that tournament was played with an understrength guest squad, FIFA later allowed the switch. Years later, he became a full Italy international and turned into a key midfielder for the Azzurri. What really pushed Motta onto this list was how serious the second chapter became. He was not just a random call-up. He played at Euro 2012, started the final against Spain, and gave Italy control in midfield when fit. With all due respect to youth-level switches, this felt bigger because he had already worn Brazil colors in senior competition. It was a strange path, but a real one. Number 9. Houssem Aouar. For a while, it looked like France would keep him. He came through the French setup, earned a senior appearance in a friendly in 2020, and many people thought that would be the start of a longer run. It never really happened. Then in 2023, he switched to Algeria, and suddenly one of the most gifted midfielders of his generation had a completely different international story. The big detail here is timing. Aouar changed at a stage when fans already knew exactly what kind of player he was. Technical, smooth, and very good between the lines. That made the switch feel important, not speculative. Compared with some names lower down, he did not need years of waiting to become relevant. The France chapter stalled, Algeria moved fast, and the move made instant football sense. Number 8. Kevin Prince Boateng. He represented Germany at youth level, but when senior football arrived, he chose Ghana instead. And this was not a quiet little change either. It became one of the most talked about nationality switches of that era, especially because his brother Jerome stayed with Germany. That alone made the story bigger than football. Then came the 2010 World Cup, and suddenly the switch had real weight. Boateng was in Ghana's team for that run to the quarterfinals, and every game made the decision look more important. Another player might have stayed with a stronger national side on paper, but he picked a route where he would matter more. That is why this switch still gets remembered. Number 7. Jack Grealish. Before becoming one of England's most recognizable players, he had already played for the Republic of Ireland at youth level. Because of his family background, he was eligible for both, and for a while there was genuine uncertainty over what he would do. Once he chose England, though, the discussion exploded because this was not some fringe player. This was a future Premier League star. The reason Grealish sits this high is simple: profile. By the time he became a major England figure, every Irish fan knew exactly what had been lost. He brought flair, ball carrying, and that style that makes him easy to spot in any game. Compared with some switches that stayed niche, this one lived in the headlines for years. It became part of his whole international identity. Number 6. Aymeric Laporte. This switch felt unusual because for years he looked like a France player who just never got his chance. He was good enough, experienced enough, and by the time Spain stepped in, people had started asking the obvious question: why had France let this happen? In 2021, FIFA approved the change, and Spain suddenly gained a top-level center-back right in his prime. What makes Laporte's case stand out is how practical it was. Spain did not bring in a project. They brought in a ready-made defender with big game experience from the Premier League and Europe. France had more depth, but Spain had the opening, and Laporte filled it fast. That edges him above Grealish here. This was not just symbolic. It changed the level of a national team immediately. Number 5. Wilfried Zaha. He already had senior England appearances, even if they were only friendlies, and that is why this switch had real attention around it. Zaha was seen as one of England's bright attacking talents, but things never fully clicked internationally. So when he eventually changed to Ivory Coast, it felt like one of those moves where both the player and the new team could actually benefit straight away. A big reason this ranks so high is visibility. Zaha was a Premier League name almost every fan knew, and once he joined Ivory Coast, he brought pace, direct dribbling, and star quality to a national side that wanted exactly that. Some switches stay as paperwork stories. This one showed up on major tournament screens. He swapped England for real opportunity, and it worked. Number 4. Iñaki Williams. This case got huge attention because he had already played for Spain, then switched to Ghana in 2022. By that point, he was not an unknown talent anymore. He was already well established, especially because of his reputation at Athletic Club and that incredible run of consecutive La Liga appearances. So when he changed national teams, the story traveled everywhere. What made it even bigger was the emotional side. This was not just about minutes on the pitch. It connected to family roots, identity, and a player choosing a different international path in full public view. Compared with Laporte, the football level was different, but the impact and conversation around the switch were massive. Once Williams joined Ghana, it instantly became one of the defining nationality changes of the modern era. Number 3. Munir El Haddadi. His switch matters because it was not just famous. It actually helped change the conversation around FIFA eligibility rules. He made a senior appearance for Spain back in 2014, and for years that looked like the end of the story. Then FIFA changed the rules, and suddenly Munir became the face of a whole new kind of nationality switch. That is why he is this high. The football part matters, but the rule change part makes him bigger than a normal case. Once he was cleared for Morocco in 2021, everybody started talking about what the new system really meant. Another player might have had more star power, but Munir became the best-known example of a legal door opening. His case changed more than one career. Number 2. Declan Rice. This was one of the biggest international switches in recent memory because it happened right before his career exploded. Rice had already made 3 senior appearances for the Republic of Ireland, all in friendlies, and many fans assumed the decision was made. Then he switched to England, and suddenly a future Premier League powerhouse was gone from one national team and central to another. The scale of this one is hard to ignore. Rice did not just become a useful England player. He became one of the main faces of their midfield, especially at major tournaments. That lifts him above Munir for me. Ireland were losing a prospect, England were gaining a starter. Few switches changed the balance between two national teams as clearly as this one. Number 1. Diego Costa. This is still the most famous switch on the list. He played 2 friendlies for Brazil in 2013, then chose Spain, and the reaction was immediate. This was not a youth team story and not a forgotten fringe player. Costa was already a huge name, and because Brazil and Spain were both elite national teams, the decision felt massive from the moment it happened. Then came the 2014 World Cup, and that locked the move into football history. Costa went to the tournament with Spain just after Brazil had lost him, which made the headlines even louder. With all due respect to Declan Rice, no other name here created the same global noise. 2 heavyweight nations, 1 star striker, and a switch everybody talked about. That is number 1. Some of these players changed after youth football, some after senior friendlies, and one even helped define a new FIFA rule era. Different paths, same result. One decision changed everything. Which switch do you think should be higher, lower, or maybe not on the list at all? Drop your ranking in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, like it and subscribe for more football lists.